Hello, kitty cats. Happy holidays and welcome back again to my channel. If this is your first time, I am Love and I hope you enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you can see more of me. I love this time of year. If you can't tell, I love the holidays. I'm already dressing. I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm already dressing up and feeling festive. I got my little reindeer antlers on, my Christmas plaid with the little fur trim. You can't really see, but I got cute little boots on, and I got some matching green Christmas panties. I was just taking some pictures for a few of my other pages. If you want to check those out, you can hop onto my link tree. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is going to be so fun. This is one of my favorite recipes. I have been baking it, not with weed, but I have been baking it since I was a little girl. It's really simple, and I think it's one of everybody's favorites. It's just a simple chocolate chip cookie recipe, but what we're gonna do, since during the holidays, everybody likes to do those Christmas tins, and you fill it full of a mixture of different cookies, and that takes a very, very long time. I've done it many times, and especially when you're wanting to make like 10 of those 10s, 10 of those 10s, it takes a long time and a lot of cookies to fill it. So what we're gonna do is take the simple chocolate chip cookie recipe. We're gonna take that dough, and instead of mixing it with just 2 cups of chocolate chips, we're going to take the dough and divide it into 4 sections. And I am realizing that I did not get out the bowls to divide it into the 4 sections. You know what? We're going to worry about that when we come to it, and I'll just have to pause it. But anyway, back on track. We're gonna take those 4, after we divide it into 4 separate bowls, we have all these fun toppings so that we can make each one of them taste different. So it'll seem like you made 4 different cookies, but really it's just one dough. All right, so I have Oreos that we can put in one, and then I have a mixture of some Christmas M&Ms and some mini chocolate chips. And then I have some peanut butter chips and some chocolate chips. And then this one is my favorite. This one tastes so very yummy. We're gonna take, I have real I have real caramel, not those little caramel chips that you buy down the baking aisle. You can use those, but I don't think they taste as good. I have real caramel that I just unwrapped, and I cut it into little bite size. They're about a quarter inch big, little bite-sized pieces. And I have some pecans. We also have some sea salt that we can sprinkle over it. And then I have these. I found these this year. I've never tried these before. These are the devil. Do not buy them. Oh my gosh, they're horrible. They're absolutely delicious. I've already ate a few just by themselves. I baked a few into cookie dough just to see what they taste like. Oh, it's just pure heaven. They are so evil. It is awful. They are Nestle's Toll House bite-sized filled baking truffles chocolate lava. Oh my gosh. They taste like they're made with cocoa. You definitely taste the cocoa. It's not like a real chocolate, but it doesn't have that artificial sweetener taste that some of them do. I'm not a big fan of milk chocolate. These are so very yummy. So I'm gonna take these, the pecans and the caramels, and put all of those into one cookie, and then sprinkle some sea salt over the top. Ooh, it's so good. When I made them before though, I did put too much of the caramel in there, so we're gonna put a little less. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll ball it up into the dough and then just put the caramel right in the center of the ball and just do one. I had some of the cookies that had 2 or 3 and the caramel was just seeping out the side. It was still very yummy, but it was a lot of caramel, and I want to make sure we could taste the truffles and the sea salt. But you can put whatever twist you want on these cookies. You can't mess them up unless you cook them too long. I don't know about you. The cat was just distracting me. I don't know about you, but I don't like crunchy cookies. I like just gooey, soft, and moist cookies. It's so very yummy. All right. So I have to get a drink. I smoked a bowl before I started filming. That probably wasn't smart. I hate that it gives you dry mouth. Oh, and before I forget, I almost forgot. I wanted to say something about these. These are my favorite. They're back again. Oh, I'm so excited. You don't want to hear me sing. Move has their peppermint chocolate, dark chocolates back. These are so good. You can only get them during December, so if you haven't made it in there, go in there now. I'm not even going to admit to how many bags I bought. They were on sale on several different days. They had all kinds of different deals where it was buy two, get two. Then they were 25% off. Then I had points. I went nuts. I now have a bag of chocolate in my closet. They are so good. And like I said, you can only get them December. There's certain flavors that come out certain times of the year. I can't wait for February when the strawberry ones come back out. They are so good. And they're really, really good. It is 10 milligrams if you haven't watched my review on the different chocolates. You can go back. I reviewed a couple different dispensaries too. And these and Sanctuary are the best ones. But these give you a nice high. The Sanctuary ones I recommend for sleeping. They do knock you out. Both of them are dark chocolate and they taste so good. They don't taste like artificial sweetener. They're yummy. All right, back on track with the recipe. All right, here we go. So I already have some infused butter. I have 2 sticks in here, and I have to check my notes. I don't remember what I had did. This recipe makes 36 small little cookies, and I infused it with 3 grams. So if it is 36 cookies, you end up with 11.2 milligrams. And oh, actually that was before I added 2 more sticks to it, because I originally infused 2 sticks, and then it became 4 sticks. I'm babbling. I should cut this part out. I apologize. Anyways, just to blah blah blah, these cookies, the little bite-sized cookies, will be about 5 milligrams the way I infused it. You can figure out your own calculations. I just get on a website and I punch in the numbers and it tells me. Oh my gosh, I'm really high. All I did was smoke 1 bowl. It's strawberry milkshake from Move, and it's pretty good. It's their $20 Savvy Bud right now if you want to go in there and get it. I want to say it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. It's got to be. All right, so I have my 2 sticks of infused butter in my mixer. I'm going to put my sugar in there. The sugar, you want to have 1.5 cups total. I change the ratio constantly. It just depends on how you want the cookie. The more brown sugar you put in there, it does make it gooier, but if you put too much brown sugar, it can flatten your cookie out. So I have 3/4 cup of white sugar and 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar. I like dark brown sugar. And we're just gonna mix that up with the butter, get that nice and mixed. And then here, that came out funny. And then here in my measuring cup, I already have 2¼ cup of all-purpose flour, and I mixed in 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And what else we got? We got 2 eggs. This is already looking really good. All right, yeah, that looks great. All right, yeah, this is a very, very quick recipe. This video will probably end up long just because I'm babbling so very much. I gotta get better. I hope you like listening to me talk. All right, okay. I have my butter and my sugars all blended nicely together. I'm gonna go ahead and take 1 teaspoon of salt. I like sea salt. Gonna mix that in there. And then next, we will take the 2 eggs. Let that keep mixing. Turn it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to take 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I love vanilla. All right, put that back there. All right, let that keep mixing. This is such an easy recipe. that looks like that is already nice and mixed. And then all we have left is the flour. This is so very simple. And it's so very, very yummy. Alright, oh, let's leave that up. Alright, now here is our 2 1/4 cup of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I already whisked it together. Got it all nice and mixed. And now we'll put it in here. And whenever you're doing the flour, sometimes you might want to just do this. That flour blows up all over the place. Yeah, so let's do that so it doesn't get all over. All right. Yeah, I see it. It's blowing. Gonna turn it up a little bit. Oh, does anybody have any fun holiday plans? I recently went to a Christmas party. I mentioned it. I cannot talk. I mentioned it on my last video. I go every year. It is such a nice tradition with 2 of my favorite unicorns. We do pajamas and everybody brings a gift to do the white elephant exchange. I always try to think of something really fun, something that might embarrass them, or something that's rave themed, or maybe, you know, some weed themed gifts, a nice pipe or something fun. What I thought was so very funny this year is I did a gift that I put a little bowl in it, and I found this ornament that said fresh cut greens, which I thought was so funny that it didn't say fresh cut trees, it said fresh cut greens. So I put a little bowl in there, and I found, it's on Amazon, it's so cute. A friend actually got it for me, and then I found it on Amazon. It is a vibrator that has weed leaves on it. It's a little tiny vibrator, and I thought that's so cute. So I put it in there with the bowl and the fresh cut greens, the ornament, and then I put in there a thing to get a free month to my other, my other OF page. If anybody wants to check that out. I just thought it was very, very cute. But the funny thing is I brought a vibrator as a gift, and I also ended up with a vibrator. Somebody else, I love my friends so much. One of my other friends brought a vibrator for their gift to exchange, so that's super fun. And speaking of which, I have not tried it. I also got some body oil, so that's gonna be fun. I forgot. And it is the weekend. I think it is time for me to try the vibrator and the oil. Oh, all right, okay. So this is nice and mixed. I'm gonna say bye just for a little bit. All right, so what I ended up doing was I balled them up off camera because this is going to take too long. But I don't know if anybody has been to Gideon's Bakery in Orlando. It's very, very sweet. You get a cookie, and I say you get a cookie and you share it with like 2 other people. It is definitely a 3-person cookie. They're really, really big, and they're super, super sweet. But hey, it's the holidays. We're supposed to have a little bit of a sweet tooth. So what I ended up doing, instead of the traditional way of, just mixing in the toppings, instead of just mixing in the toppings, I did it like Gideon's Bakery. I divided up the cookies into little balls. I'm really excited to see how they turn out. And I just put the toppings just right on it. I have some, and I have more in the fridge that are getting cold. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. What I always do, whenever I make a cookie, I ball them up into dough, and I pop it in the freezer or the fridge just for a quick sec. Longer than a quick sec, just for, for about, probably about 15 minutes. I had it in the freezer just now. If you're gonna put it in the fridge, you need a little bit longer. But making the dough nice and cold like that, it makes it, as it's baking, it'll slowly separate, and you'll get a thicker cookie instead of real thin and stuff if you want a nice thicker cookie. And also, if you want it gooey, don't cook it for too long. I do between 8 and sometimes 12 minutes depending on the size of the cookie, but it's usually about 9 or 10 minutes. And when they look like they're almost done, I go ahead and take them out, and the pan is still nice and warm, and I let them go ahead and finish cooking on the pan. So I have some with Oreos, I have some with M&Ms and chocolate chips on top. I have some that I took the mini chocolate chips and I rolled it in there like you normally would a chocolate chip cookie, and then I put a ton of them on top. That one might have too much chocolate. I have some with the peanut butter and the mini chocolate chip peanut butter chips and the chocolate chips. And then I have some, these are going to be my favorite, where I took the caramel and I did like I said, I put it in the ball of the cookie dough. And then on top, I put the chocolate truffles and pecans, and I'll probably even, right before they're done, I'll sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on top of those. All right, so we have our first tray that I'm going to put in the oven and set the timer for 8 minutes. No, let's do 9 minutes. I think 9 minutes. They're a little bit bigger cookie. And then I'll check it and see how they turn out. And then I'll be back to show you a delicious cookie. Ah, I can't wait to see how they turn out. I'll be right back. All right, hello. I am back. So I have my first tray out of the oven. How beautiful is that? They look so yummy and delicious. I'm very excited. I already have another tray in there that's going to be coming out very soon. And I've balled up the rest and put them in the fridge. And I made them all different. I even made one that I am dubbing the kitchen sink cookie. It has the peanut butter chips, the chocolate chips, the Oreos, the pecans, the caramel, and the truffles. I just went nuts with about 3 or 4 of them. We're just gonna see how it turns out. I did end up making these cookies a little bit bigger. Normally it makes 36 cookies because it does little bite-sized ones. But since I was trying to make them more like Gideon's and I was adding so much goodie to them, I made them a little bit bigger. So it ended up doing 29 cookies. So that is actually going to end up, instead of around, I was hoping to have them around 5-6 milligrams of THC in each cookie. These are a whopping 13.8. So if you were a lightweight, you would only want to eat half of the cookie. But also, you can make these however strong or weak you want, depending on how much you infuse your butter with. What else? Oh, another thing too, if you don't, because cookie recipes like this, they make so many, and especially if you're baking it just for yourself, if you don't live somewhere where you're not, it's not recreational, I'm not supposed to be sharing my medicine, you can take in either, I have a food saver, so if I were to bake all of them, I can just put it in the food saver, and it airtight seals it, and it keeps it nice and fresh for a couple months in there. Or you can also, after you've balled them all up, put them in the fridge for a little bit, space them out so they get nice and hard, and then after they're all nice and firm, you can then transfer them into Tupperware and stack them on top of each other if you want, just in case you can put parchment in between. But after they're nice and firm, you can put it in there. You don't really need to waste the parchment. But anyways, you can freeze them also. Just make sure it's in a nice airtight container. And then that way, whenever you're just, you feel like having a nice weekend, you can pop out one cookie and just bake 1 or 2 cookies, and it's a nice treat. All right, so these have been cooling here. I don't know which one I want to try. I think I'm going to go for the Oreo one. I'm going to break off a little piece. I definitely don't need the whole cookie. I'm about to go shopping in a little bit. I hope the lighting's okay. I'm losing my lighting. Don't worry though, I am not driving. Oh, and since these were bigger cookies, that also meant that I had to bake them for about 13 minutes instead of the usual 8 to 10 minutes. Oh, that is so very yummy. So good. That's the Oreo one. And in the ones with the truffles and the caramel and the pecans, I ended up sprinkling a little bit of sea salt over the top of those. Oh, that is really good. I think I'm gonna cut off a little piece of each one so that I can try each one and see how it turns out. I'm so very excited. I hope you try this recipe. It is definitely delicious. It is good for the holidays. And as you can see, you can come up with so many different ways to twist around this chocolate chip recipe. It is so very easy. Let me know what you think, and if you try it, I would love to hear how it turns out. Happy holidays, and I will be back with another recipe. I'm definitely doing snickerdoodles, and then I have another one. I don't want to say what it is, but I have another one that I'm very excited about. It'll be my first time trying it. All right, I love you so very much. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me. And you can always check out my link tree. It's just Kush Kitty Love if you'd like to see what else I'm doing. All right, I'll talk to you later. Mwah.